ذاك العظيم في علا من أبدع الكون سوى سبحان الله وبحمد الله ولا إله إلا الله. ذاك العظيم في علا من أبدع الكون سوى سبحان الله وبحمد الله ولا إله إلا الله. من أنزل الأمطار وفجر الأنهار وأنبت الأزهار تزخرف الجبال. من أنزل الأمطار وفجر الأنهار وأنبت الأزهار تزخرف الجبال. ذاك العظيم في علا من أبدع الكون سوى سبحان الله وبحمد الله ولا إله إلا الله. ذاك العظيم في علا من أبدع الكون سوى سبحان الله وبحمد الله ولا إله إلا الله. من علم العصفور في الجو أن يطير ومن جلى الغدير وضفاق الشمال. من علم العصفور في الجو أن يطير ومن جلى الغدير وضفاق الشمال. ذاك العظيم في علا من أبدع الكون سوى سبحان الله وبحمد الله ولا إله إلا الله. ذاك العظيم في علا من أبدع الكون سوى سبحان الله وبحمد الله ولا إله إلا الله.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والعاقبة للمتقين ولا عدوان إلا على الظالمين. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وأصحابه ومن دعا بدعوته واستنى بسنته إلى يوم الدين وسلم تسليما كثيرا وبعد. My beloved brothers and sisters, to our friends and our guests, I begin with the greeting words of peace. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Surely all praises are due to Allah, Lord of the worlds, and surely the best reward in the next life is for those who have taqwa, who have the consciousness of God. And surely there is no animosity except for the oppressor. And I bear witness that Allah is one and has no partners, and that Muhammad, the son of Abdullah, is his servant and his last messenger. And may Allah always and constantly send peace and blessings to Muhammad and to his family and his companions, and all those who call to his way and establish his sunnah to the day of judgment. As to what follows, I want to begin also by giving you the salams, the word of peace, from your brothers and sisters and from people who are living in North America. And also I want to bring a special greeting from the people of South Africa to you here in Australia. Not only to the Muslim community, but I want to begin formally by bringing a word of peace and solidarity to the Aboriginal people. And I say this for personal reasons. And that is because we are in a changing time. We are in a time where the earth now is going through crisis. And many of the injustices of the past are now coming into collision with society. And so people throughout this world are beginning to understand the importance of returning to the natural way, to the roots, to the foundations of society. And so it is an important action for myself personally, who basically coming from the United States and having lived in Canada, my family would be classified as African American. However, my grandmother was a Mohawk of the Red Indians. And so it is our customary way to ask permission from the Aboriginal people here in this land. And if the representatives are not here tonight, then it's my duty to somehow see somebody from them and to ask permission to be here and to give them our respect and our love and our solidarity. I come tonight with a sense of joy for being in Australia, because it's a long time before I went down under, as they say. But the joy that I have within myself is also touched with a sense of urgency. And that urgency has really come to fruit within my life as a North American, living in South Africa. Because South Africa today is one of the most important countries in terms of exposing the ills of the world and also giving possible solutions to the ills and to the problems. In the area that I am living in the Cape Flats, we have the second highest murder rate on earth, outside of wartime situations. In a peacetime situation, in our area in the Cape Flats, only Bogota, Colombia has a higher murder rate than in our area. And the other night, for those South Africans who may be here, I was going home to my house in Surrey Estate in Cape Town, and I heard something that sounded like fireworks. And I said, well, it's not the national holiday. And then I realized it was coming from a section called Mannenberg in Cape Town, and it was automatic gunfire. And it sounded like the Vietnam War or the Gulf War or something like that. And it was only about 3 blocks away from my house. But by the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, although there is a hot war going on in that side of the town, just 3 blocks away, people are living in a state of peace. We don't have any violence in our area. And it's like another planet. And I reflected to myself, could it be because of the apartheid system? Apartheid separates people. It puts you into a space, into a block, based upon your color or based upon your religion. But apartheid on paper is gone. So what is the difference now? What is going on? The apartheid system is gone. There are no police in the streets. But there's something separating the 2 sections of the town. I reflected on this and I realized that in our area, it's 90% Muslim. And so the people who are living in this area have a different lifestyle. And so the lifestyle has something to do with the environment around you, with the atmosphere that is around you. And I reflected upon this as a person who has made a number of very serious changes in my own life. I reflected upon the mercy of being Muslim at that point. Because if I wasn't Muslim, I may be caught in this hot war that was going on only about 3 blocks away from my home. In South Africa also, we have probably the highest rate of HIV infection on earth. It is said that 1 out of every 4 people in South Africa is HIV positive. This is an epidemic, and this is a crisis. And I don't necessarily accept, I am one of those people, if there are any doctors or scientists here, I don't accept all of the facts that are coming in the press about what AIDS is and what HIV is. Because we know that a person who has tuberculosis, or who had malaria, or who had hepatitis, who took the HIV test would also come HIV positive. But whether it is the virus, whether it is that virus, or whether it is tuberculosis, or malaria, or hepatitis, or vitamin deficiency, or lack of proper eating, whatever it is, we are in crisis in terms of our lifestyle. And I reflected because in terms of proportions, you will find the difference between Muslims and non-Muslims is a drastic amount, almost sometimes 500% difference. 500% less people who are Muslims are HIV positive than non-Muslims. And what is this? It's not an apartheid statistic.